How long have you been in Nigeria now?
This is my 16th time to be in Nigeria since 2010. I've been all over the country.
But on this particular trip?
I just got here.
And this is a fact-finding mission.
Yes.
What scope is it going to have?
I am meeting with a number of leaders and asking tough questions to start.
Right. But, I mean, obviously there are places where these alleged genocidal activities are said to be taking place. Are you going to be venturing into
I have been to Jos, I've been to Bokos.
Right.
I've had a team that's been to Gwoza just very recently. And I've been all over the south and central part of the country. I build schools and run schools in IDP camps. We have 2 schools up and running and a third one under construction. We teach 550 students full-time education. And that's here in the FCT.
Right. Okay. Well, welcome to Nigeria. And again, and let me turn to you, Jeff Gibbs. Sorry, you appear to be marooned in our sort of off-site studio there, but we can see you and you're certainly part of this conversation, and thank you very much indeed for joining us. You are a filmmaker as well as a Republican. Tell us what your role is going to be in this fact-finding mission.
Well, I'm not sure who mentioned to you any political affiliation I may have at home, but I am a filmmaker. I can attest to that.
Okay, so what are you going to be doing on this mission in Nigeria?
Well, it's a very brief mission on this trip. I'm just here in support of the mayor and his fact-finding mission. This is my 6th time in Nigeria in about 4 years or so. I have had time in the camps. I'm not the person to really speak on many of the facts or the details regarding all of the situation and the issues facing Nigeria, but what I can say is that I've spent time in the camps and that I've met and made friends with these children, and these are people from, in one camp we have predominantly Christian students in our school, and in another camp we have predominantly Muslim students, and what I can say unites them. What I can say is that seeing into their eyes, the hope and light that's in their eyes, they shine with love, and as a filmmaker, that's what I've been responding to.
Are you going to be making any films while you're here?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Are you going to be filming what you're sort of doing here?
If I can have time to pull out my phone and it's notable to film, then that is part of my job, yes, sir.
Right. Mayor Arnold, I mean, in reality, Nigeria's, you say you've obviously been here a number of times. I don't know how much sort of homework or whether your previous visits were in any way related to what you're doing now, but I mean, Nigeria's conflicts are multifaceted. I mean, they're driven by ethnic rivalries, there are land disputes, there's pure criminality, with religion often taking a secondary or tertiary position. Boko Haram, for example, which emerged in Maiduguri in the far north Borno state in 2009, positioned itself against the Nigerian state as an apostate entity, not against any single religious group. And in fact, most of their victims have been Muslims. I don't know whether you're aware of that sort of thing. I mean, and this is coming from people who are non-Muslims.
Well, since 2019, this is my 6th time in Nigeria since then. It's been entirely focused on understanding and telling the story of the internally displaced. And the filmmaker, Mr. Gibbs, is my producer for a film a documentary film that we've been producing now for many years, all through Nigeria, and getting the stories and profiles of these displaced people, which I'm startled that people don't talk about that more. There's estimates anywhere from 4 to 10 million Nigerians who were peaceful, productive people that are now denied and ground down and given no chance to get back. And that's the larger, to me, tragedy, the byproduct of this. I see children, a lot of them, multitudes, millions, literally, of children growing up believing that power comes from violence and that being peaceful is death. And that's a curse on this nation if there's no intervention. Our schools, we have so many testimonials. The kids show up wanting to get guns and go back and kill, and they get an education, they want to go back and rebuild. That's how this is ultimately fixed. When the internally displaced are recognized and restored, it'll be the foundation of a great nation. Until then, I fear for this nation.
Right, and I think a lot of people would share that fear. But I mean, have you been sort of in communication with, because I mean, one of the reasons why, obviously the Nigerian government has a responsibility to its own people, but one of the reasons why they're going through a very difficult time now is the cutting of support from the United States of America, which used to provide for some of those displaced people, and lots of them in the far north and across many other parts of Nigeria. So, I mean, it's put this country in a very difficult situation as a result of the cutting of those funds. I wonder what your thoughts are.
I don't understand why a nation that's as mineral rich and growing as Nigeria has to go and beg from Uncle Sam for help serving their own people. Nigerians have plenty of resources to help these people get back, or at least get something where they can have stability and a life. Now they're denied, they're ground down, they're called criminals, they're called vagrants. Their homes are bulldozed with no warning. It's a horrific life that these people are living. And nobody's here. I mean, why should it be? You don't want America to come here and say anything about terrorism, but you want their money? That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, that makes that's a good point. And let me come to you, Jeff Gibbs, in our off-site studio. I wonder what you make of what's been said so far.
Well, you certainly have two of the more informed and well-studied people on the subject on your dais there this evening. And again, my reiteration would be that across all of the walks of life, across all of the different tribes people, faith backgrounds, what I've seen through the hearts and the eyes of Nigerians is what keeps me coming back. And these schools that we serve for these children, for the IDPs who asked for nothing except to educate their children, to give them hope and a way out, is, for me, in my opinion, I would like to see these camps eradicated. I would like to see them put out of business. We do need to serve these children and these IDPs, but they need to be restored, and that's what I would like to make out of this.
Well, why do you think they're not being served? I mean, why do you think they appear to be ignored?
It's a very good question, and based on the discussions that I've been tangential to, I don't have a good answer for you on that. I would have to defer to Mike.
Well, let me defer to Reno Mokri, who's got an ear to the ground and who is, of course, Nigerian. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think what the mayor said and what you said, I mean, I don't think you guys have addressed the issue. You see, there is a moral responsibility on the United States because this problem was brought to Nigeria's doorstep by the actions of the Obama administration. If the Obama administration had not intervened in Libya, if Gaddafi was a nasty piece of work, but he stabilized his country. If Gaddafi had not been killed, and if all those foreign mercenaries hadn't left Libya to come here, Boko Haram started, they were not violent at the beginning. Mohammed Yusuf used to have debates. He had a debate with Issa Pantami. He had a debate. That's what he was doing. He was killed, and then these guys came in and they did a hostile takeover of Boko Haram, and then that was what happened. They had arms. If the United States had not done what they did in Libya, we would not be facing a torrent, not just us, the Sahelian countries. So they just say that, okay, well, we've got minerals and we've got this, and you don't know. No. Listen, you have a moral responsibility. The United States has a moral responsibility because government is a continuum. You know, so we've seen in cases whereby the United States has paid reparation. We're not asking, under Obama, they used a law called the Leahy Law after causing a problem to deny this country weapons. We had to go and purchase weapons on the black market. So Nigeria is paying a price for a problem that we did not cause. So, I mean, I don't want people to just come here and just say, oh, look, our president did say, I think this was about 2 months ago, that, look, I don't need President Trump because I have met my revenue target. We're doing the best that we can as a country. We're fighting corruption. We are growing our economy. Our economy has grown. I mean, we've added $67 billion to our economy in 2 years. In last quarter, it grew by 4.3%. Our economy is growing faster than our population. But this problem was caused by the actions of the Obama administration. Thank God for a good man like President Trump that lifted the objections of the Leahy Law and began selling weapons to us, like, for example, the Toscano jets. But the United States caused this problem, and they need to help us fix it.
I wonder what your reaction is to that, Mayor Arnold. I mean, the suggestion is that part of the problem in this country was sort of initiated, if you like, certainly enabled by the United States and its policies in Libya.
It was not just policies in Libya, but the policies here. Barack Obama, his Arab Spring foreign policy, I believe he endeavored to do a takeover or facilitate one here in Nigeria. We've got not prepared to release it yet, but hard proof that Obama was very much behind the advance of Boko Haram, intentionally so. And so, yeah, Obama holds a lot of the blame. There's no doubt about it.